Hello HOD creatives, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making this pleated turban cap you're seeing right here on your screen. If this is something you know you like to learn, let's get right into it. Welcome back. So today we are going to be making that pleated turban cap you saw on your screen, and this is my material here that I'm going to be using. My material, my pin, my tape, chalk, ruler, and of course your sewing machine to sew your turban. So this fabric I have right here is a bale. I got it from a bale, from all this bale material. So I don't know the name, but it's a little thick. I've had it for a while now, so it's thick. This turban we are making, we need something a little thick. Now raw silk is light, it's not that thick. So if you are making, you can make use of raw silk. But if you are making use of your raw silk, you need to fold it. You need to cut out two, so that it will have a little weight. So you need to cut out two. So if you are cutting, you just fold your raw silk into two, and you have something like this. So if it's folded into two, at least it will still be okay. Or you can use scuba or any fabric that is a little thick and stretchy. You can use it. So this is the one I'm using. I don't know the name. So, and let's get right into the measurements. So the measurement I have here is this is 13 inches. I have 13 inches. 13 inches. And it's on fold. If I open it up, it will give me 26 inches. 26 inches. So let's say 26 inches by 36 inches. 26 inches by 36 inches. 36 inches. So 26 inches by 36 inches is what the measurement is that we are going to be using. And of course, your 26 inches is the stretchy part. Can you see? Is the stretchy part, the part that is stretchy. The length is not stretchy. See, it's not stretchy. So the 26 part is your stretchy part, which is going to be your head circumference. And the other piece we need, which we are going to be using later, is I have 9 inches. 9 inches by 26 inches also. So the length, the head circumference part is 26 inches, just like the 26 inches we have there, and the length is 9 inches. 9 inches less by 26 inches. So we are going to set this aside. We'll come back to it later. So let's work on this. So this one, the first thing you are going to be doing here is to get your band, because this length you are seeing here, our band is inclusive. It's included. Our band is included here. So you are going to mark your band. So you just fold in 2 inches is okay. You just fold in 2 inches. This is 2 inches. So you pin. You can use 1.5 inches, but I'll be using 2 inches for my band. So this is my band. This is 2 inches. So I'll pin it down. I'll pin it all the way down. Now, let me explain this. What I was saying earlier, that if you want to use raw silk, this 26 inches by 36 inches, 26 inches by 36 inches, you cut out 2 of it. So you have 2 instead of 1. Instead of this one that I'm using, this one is thick. That is why I'm using just 1. But if you're using raw silk that is not thick, you cut out 2. So you have 2 of it. That means 1 yard will not be enough for you if you're using raw silk. But if you're using any fabric that is thick, 1 yard is fine. So like this fabric I'm using just 1 yard, because the fabric is a little thick. But if it's fabric that is not thick, please, 1 yard will not be enough, and the outcome will not be okay if you use just one layer. So it's better for you to double it, to make it 2, so that it will come out okay. So now let's continue with our band. So I'll just keep measuring my 2 inches, and I'll pin it down till I get to the other side. So like I always tell you, always use your pin. Always use your pin, so that you don't end up finish sewing, you now find out that there's error. So when I'm done pinning my 2 inches, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to pick it this way. You see the way I pick it? You see it? Let me repeat it again. I'll just pick it like this. You see? Then I'll pin and I'll take it to my sewing machine and I'll sew it all the way down, just the way I pick it like this. So you keep pinning till you get to the end of your fabric. So now I'm at the end of my fabric. So this is what we have. So I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it all the way down. If you have a weaving or a serger machine, you can weave it also, because weaving will retain your stretchiness. If you weave it to retain the stretchiness, but sometimes sewing reduces the stretchiness. But in this tutorial I'm going to be sewing it down. So let me go, I'll be right back. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to sew it down. This is what we have. So the next thing now is we are going to start our markings. So the first markings we are going to mark is from your band. That's from this last stitch here. You are going to measure 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. You will mark 1.5 inches, and you make sure it's right from the band. You mark 1.5 inches. So you mark your 1.5 inches all the way down, all the way to the other side of the fabric. I'm using pen because if I use chalk, the marking will be too wide. So that's why I'm using pen. And when I'm done with the pleating, this mark will not be visible. So that is why you see me using pen. I want my marking to be accurate. So this is my 1.5 inches. Now from this 1.5 inches, I'm going to be measuring 3 inches. From this 1.5 inches, you mark 3 inches. 3 inches. From the 1.5 inches, 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. So you also mark that 3 inches all the way down. Now from these 3 inches, now you mark 1 inches. Please take note of all these markings. Do not skip this video so that you don't mix any points. So you mark your 1 inches. 1 inches. 1 inches. And 1 inches. So let me explain again. From your band here, from my band here, I mark 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Now from this 1.5 inches here, I mark 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. Now from these 3 inches, I marked another 1 inches, 1 inches, 1 inches, 1 inches, 1 inches. So that's the mark we have here. Now, consequently, from now on, we'll start marking 3 inches, 1 inches, 3 inches, 1 inches, 3 inches, 1 inches. So our next mark now is 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. So the next mark now is 1 inches. 1 inches. From that 3 inches, 1 inches. 1 inches. 1 inches. 1 inches. 1 inches. So we'll continue like that. So the next, when you're done with your marking, so the next thing you're going to do now is to pick this your 1.5 inches and the 3 inches. You pick them. See the way I'm picking it? So you make sure they are on the same line. Then you pin down. You make sure they're on the same line. Then you pin. And you make sure your pin is on the mark at the back, and it's also on the mark at the front, so that your sewing will be accurate. So you go over to the next mark and you make sure they are aligned. I'm pinning the 1.5 inches to the 3 inches. the 1.5 inches to the 3 inches. So you can see my pin is on the mark here, it's also on the mark here. So I'm going to continue like this, and I'll pin everything down. So it's very important you pin so that you don't have issue when you're sewing. So you can see the way I'm looking at the front, I'm looking at the back to pin my pleats. So okay, so this is our first pleats, and it's going to be this way. Can you see that? So the next now is to pick this your 1 inches and the 3 inches. 1 inches and the 3 inches you pin down. So you continue with the rest, 1 inches to 3 inches you pin down. So I've gone ahead to pin all the pleats down, just as I explained. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pleats. You can make 6, you can make 7, depends on what you want. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine now, and I'm going to pick it this way, put it on the sewing machine. I'll stitch it all the way down like this. Then I'll pick the next one, put it this way, stitch it all the way down. So I'll continue like that till I'm done stitching everything down. So let me go ahead and stitch it down. So I'm done with my pleats. As you can see, this is what we have. So this is the pleats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So and the 1 inches we left at the middle, you can see the 1 inches inside. So this is 3 inches and this is the 1 inches. So it's only from the band we did 1.5 inches. So this is what we have. Okay, so you remember this our last piece that we cut, the 9 by 26. So this is it, and it's on the stretchy part. So I've gone ahead to sew it all the way down, so I'll just turn it inside out. So this is what we have. So now the next thing we are going to do with this is to place it at the back. Now this is optional. If you don't want it, you can just make do with your pleats and you are good to go. So this is optional. So I'll just place it this way. You can hand tack, or you use your gum. I will be using my gum, so I'll just gum it to this line. This middle line here, I'll be gumming it to this last line here. So just like that, all the way down. You can also tack it just like that. You tack from, if you want to tack, you tack from inside. You put your needle inside, come out here, go in again. So you continue like that. You'll be tacking it inside. You can't tack from up here. No, you tack from inside. It's like you tack it this way, or you tack it from this place. Just put it, tack it down, tack. But I'm going to be using my hot glue to glue it down to the cap. So I've used my hot glue to secure it down temporarily. I'm still going to use my needle and thread to tack it down from inside to keep it permanently in place. So the next thing we are going to do now is to close our cap, because we are almost done. So you're just going to fold your cap into two this way. You fold it into two and you pin. So next thing we are going to do now is to take it to our sewing machine. But before then, you mark your head circumference. My head circumference is 22. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. So I'm supposed to mark 11, but I'm going to be marking 10 and a half, or 10. 10 is okay because the cap is stretchy. You can see it's stretchy. So because it's stretchy, I'm going to be marking 10 inches. So I'll just mark 10 inches. So this is my 10 inches. So I'm going to be sewing. So you sew like this, all the way to the back. So I'll take it to the sewing machine now. I will sew and be right back. Needle and thread and run your gather stitch to your band. You run it all the way to the band. So when you get to the band, you stop. You pull your thread very tight, then you secure it. Pull it tight and secure. Okay. So this is what we have. So I'm just going to place it on my mannequin. So see how laid and beautiful it is. Thank you for watching. You can use your turban lift to wear it. I have a video where I teach how to make turban lift. So just scroll down this page, you will see it. So learn how to make your turban lifts. This turban comes out very well when you wear it with your turban lifts. The beauty comes out very well. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.